Hey everyone. This week I'm looking at variable message signs. I'm here with my friends at Message Maker Displays and looking at all sorts of different types of variable message signs and electronic signage. I'm Alistair and this is ITS Now. So I'm here at Message Maker Displays today. I've been given access to the demo room, so let's go and find out what's going on. So I think when we talk about electronic message signs, a lot of people think about this sort of text display, but what we're really talking about these days is all of these other capabilities. So we're here at the display center. What do you call this?
Demo room. Demo room.
The demo room. We're in the demo room. So you can really see how all of these electronic displays have advanced over the years. So very, very different from those very simplistic original text displays that we used to get. So we've got a variety of different types of signs here: vehicle activated signs, slow down signs, etc. We've got warning signs, we've got full matrix, we've got advanced indicators, larger full matrix, really good display on that one, and we've got even tidal flow signs. So one of the key issues that Message Maker Displays have addressed with their product line is using ultra low power electronics. They've gone back and reviewed every element of these systems in order to reduce the power consumption that's required, and that has huge benefits all round. It means that all the components actually then last longer because they're not being overdriven. The power requirement also means then that it opens up possibilities like we've seen in this unit of being battery powered. So there's lots of options about where these can be placed, and that ethos that's been done with those is then flowed through the rest of the product lines. So it's something that is particularly relevant when you start coming up to the larger full matrix displays. Now it's really great to see our logo on this, but also we've got the capability on these of providing all sorts of displays. So the sort of text messages that you normally see on these on the roadside to graphics and custom images like this can be readily displayed on them. So these slow down signs are radar activated. You can see me walking towards it has actually activated this. So we've got these with smiley and grumpy faces, which are used to try and encourage people to adhere to speed limits. We've got slightly different styles which have got numbers and slow down text on them, and we've got these with roundels on as well. So just provides different ways of conveying that information. So this is obviously a display of these signs, so it's not exactly how it would be in the field, but you can see here when we open it, all the kit is inside. So we've got the displays on the outside, all the LEDs have got these lenses on, and we've also got a window for the built-in radar unit and for the sort of solar cell for measuring the how light it is outside. And then inside we've got these different PCBs. These have got surface mount LEDs on them. They actually use a sort of lens to concentrate the light so that it's more discernible on the outside. And these various different PCBs provide those different displays on the outside. So these are dedicated. A big round PCB on the inside has got this face on, which is either providing a green smiley face or a red growly face, depending on how fast you're going. And then these other ones have got the numbers on, the numerals for the measured speed. Inside you've got the control unit itself is here, and it's all set manually using these buttons and these twist knobs on it, so it's very easy to use. This is the inside of the radar unit itself, and these are the drivers for the actual LEDs. And then in the main box itself, you can see it's got a couple of batteries in this one, with the power charge, so that works with the solar panel and charges the batteries and provides the output voltages for the unit itself to work. So this is a really clever unit because it's basically a generic warning unit, so it can have any TSRGD type sign, warning sign put onto it, but the electronics have got the flashing amber beacons and the slow down matrix on it. So this has got a warning of children vinyl adhered to it, but that can be changed to any suitable warning triangle. So it means it's very adaptable. So because this isn't a full matrix sign, it doesn't need to have lots of LEDs on here. So we've got the displays at the bottom, and then the flashing amber beacons in each corner for it. Now, because this is a display item, it hasn't got the batteries in it, but it's got the solar charger, etc. in it. But it shows actually how adaptable this unit is. The control cards on these are able to be used for a variety of different, slightly different purposes. But again, on this you can see that it's got buttons and a rotary encoder to actually set it by. This is a really interesting one, I think. Full matrix display. Basically any pixel can be any color you want, so they're individually programmable. You can just about see the tiles on it that make up the overall display. So it does offer some capabilities on scalability, but these are really good because you've got these standard products which can be changed by changing the displays on them, and this can be interfaced with control systems, so it can basically put up any message set that you want on it. It's very adaptable. So
please remember to like and subscribe to keep updated with ITS Now.
Internally, you can see there's a bit more complexity involved with this one because it is a full matrix sign. So you've got the first thing that really jumps out at you are these individual tiles, display tiles. So each one's got a dedicated control board, but you can see that they're all on a common data bus, and then you've got the power ring going around to actually drive those. So these are easy to swap out, but one of the key differentiators with this particular equipment is it's very reliable, so they haven't had to do that an awful amount, which is really good. The control card in this is a bit more sophisticated. You can see a lot more connectivity on this particular one, but this is used for their more sophisticated displays. and you've also got on here the power supplies, etc. for it. But a neat piece of kit, and I think one of the great things we've been talking about actually is there's quite a lot of space in these things. So you've got these rails in it actually. You could add quite a lot of different types of equipment within these to use alongside comms infrastructure. So sometimes these have got radar units in, etc., but actually you could be collecting other types of data like air monitoring, etc. So yeah, interesting opportunities there. So an interesting one here, this AMI, Advanced Motorway Indicator, it's not a full-size unit, it's a demonstration unit to show the concept of operation, but interesting to see another possible entrant into this particular segment of variable measures sign market. As you can see, it has the capabilities with the central area for speed limit requirements. They also would be able to put up the arrows and red X's, etc., and then the roundel around the outside to make it enforceable, and the warning amber beacons in the corners. Again, the same type of infrastructure, but yeah, interesting to see this development. So I think the biggest obvious difference on this one is the round PCBs for the red roundel on the exterior display. The rest of it looks quite similar to the previous unit that we looked at. Okay, this is, I think, a really exciting sign, and I really wanted to show this to you. It's a full matrix sign which has been designed from the ground up to use renewable power sources. That opens up all sorts of opportunities for the ability to deploy signs in locations where we wouldn't normally be able to do it because there simply isn't a power supply available. You can see below this particular sign down here there's a couple of battery packs, but typically this would be put out on a roadside in a remote location and use solar PV panels or a wind turbine to charge those, and then use cellular comms to control it. This probably provides a really good option for use on the SRN and local highway networks in locations away from comms and power infrastructure. So things like A roads on the SRN would be a great candidate for this type of implementation. So being a full display like this, it can display any content that's required. This one's just on testing here in the factory at the moment, but you can see how, I'll get close to it, you can see all the lenslets on this unit and how those individual displays work on it. Right, as well as fixed installations, we've got examples of these signs, again battery powered but in portable solutions. So we've got the towers and probably slightly more familiar trailer formats for these. So these can be deployed as and when required. You can see the solar PV panels on the top, the flat metal bits at the top. So those are used to recharge the batteries inside. There's a towed out to wherever they're required and deployed, switched on. These use a remote control software suite, so we'll look at that in a second. So it means that the displays can be set remotely on them. So this is an interesting one. This little box that's sat on top of a table. Bit James Bond. Brilliant. Love a gadget. Is a roof-mounted sign. So this can go on top of a vehicle and be used for all sorts of things. Maybe not cameras, but police, stay back. That's a good one. So, you know, quite often there's a requirement, particularly for maintenance vehicles, to have these sorts of displays. Really good for traffic officers or incident support units to have a capability to actually inform drivers what's going on. So I guess, you know, there's emergency repairs, go to the right, as this one is. You know, things like rolling roadblocks and all sorts of things that they want to convey to motorists. It would be a great way to do that. Much more visible than a in-car display in the back of the window.